Did you want?
Yes. Okay. So in this Erikson psychosocial stage theory, we are going to discuss first who. Who is Erikson? Who is Erikson? First of all, we have to understand who is Erikson, a background of Erikson. Okay. So then later we will see the stages of the development, stages of development given by Erikson. So let us first understand who is Erikson.
Yes.
Yes,
Your voice is brilliant.
who is Erikson? Erikson is a father of psychosocial development. He is a father of psychosocial development. Now, why he is called as father of psychosocial development? Because he has worked a lot in uh, socialization. So psychosocial development theory. First of all, you have to understand what is the meaning of psychosocial. Say, psychosocial is nothing but pertaining to influence the social factor. Psychosocial means it is nothing but related to the social factors of an individual. I mean to say social factor related to the individual mind, child's mind, how social factor is related to that. So Erikson has worked with these social factors of child, how the child is interacting, how the child interrelation of behavior and social factor is there between others. So how these psychosocial factors are, performing uh, within the environment. Factors, these factors are like, if you say, like social support, how the child is supported, or how the child is aware, what is the work environment, what is the social status. So these are all examples of psychosocial. So social status, my social status is good, I have a lot of money. So how the child is interacting, that is called social integration. So these are all factors where Erikson have studied in the individuals, in the child. So how the child mind is behaving in such social factors. It might be a social integration, work environment, social status, there are loneliness, marriage status. These are all example of social or psychosocial, you can say. So that is the psychosocial.
Social integration.
Interacting with one another. So that is your psychosocial or social integration. Okay.
And
So
social status.
so see
Validation.
what he has said is, Erikson, he said, children love. That means a child will love others and they want to be loved. When children love, even they want that they should be loved by others. So that's why they prefer the joy of accomplishment. That means achievement, joy of accomplishments to the victory. When there is a victory, they will feel happy. Of hateful failure, rather the hateful failure. So okay, so when there is a victory, they will be happy. Okay, of hateful failure, rather the hateful failure. That means you have to give the happiness to the child, not a failure. Okay, that means not hating the child. So that's why he said, children love and want to be loved. So that's why at last he said, do not mistake a child for his symptom. So don't mistake the child. That means don't underestimate the child or don't judge the child based on the symptom. Let us say the child with an intellectual disability has a symptom of poor reading skills, but he can do the work. Okay, so you should not judge based on the symptom. Let us say the child's social status is not good, or he is not interacting in the group, but still the child has a good skills, but still the child has a good view in understanding. Okay,
What did you say?
children. See, just you need to understand you that is a give and take relationship. So children love you, so you want to love the children. So
This,
how they do prefer? Hmm?
yes, second and third line I did not get.
See, children want to be loved, you understood, right?
Yes, yes.
So that they much prefer the joy. So children, they are telling here, from here, you just understand, they're telling from here, they much prefer the joy when they see the accomplishment, when they see the victory, okay, of hateful failure. Hateful failure means what? After the failure, when they see the achievement, they love. Okay, so that thing you need to under hateful failure, that means deserving. Hateful failure meaning is what? Hateful failure meaning is um, something that is bad, okay, extremely unpleasant, not good. So they are overcoming with that, okay, rather moving towards, like, it should not be a dictator. You should not be a dictator. You should not be an autocratic. You should be a democratic with the
Means
child.
they like to they like to be accomplished. They don't want to fail.
Yeah, no, you need to see whenever there is a victory, you love the child. Rather, hateful failures. See, you need to give more support when there is victory, rather failure. You should not hate the child on the child's failure. Okay, rather you should accomplish, rather you
Here,
should tell.
here they means children
Yes,
who are
children,
who are taking
children,
care of
children,
children.
children. That is very clear that they much prefer the joy. They means children only. Okay.
The joy of accomplishment to the film, film,
Triumph means victory.
uh,
Victory, victory.
victory.
Yeah.
So this sentence means what?
The sentence means is you should not hate. So he was influenced by Sigmund Freud, and his main work was on development of psychosocial, or in the field of developmental psychology. And he was the person. He was the person to coin the term. That means he has given the term lifespan development at the first time. He was the person to give. Okay, and he is the person, he is the key person in developing psychosocial development theory. Okay, so this is a short, brief history of Erik Erikson. Okay, so that is this is the history, and and the stages. Now let us understand the stages of psychosocial development. Okay, there are different stages. So let us discuss that stages. Now, as you can see in psycho, in stages, there are total 8 stages in the
by
psychosocial
Sigmund Freud,
development. The
and
first one,
his
which
main
moves
work was
from
on
complexity
development
level,
of
like for example, the
psychosocial,
first
or in
one,
the field of
the
developmental
first one
psychology.
is trust.
And he was the person,
Trust versus
to coin the
mistrust.
term. That means he has given the term
Uh,
lifespan development at the first
the
time.
first
He was the
stage is
person to
trust
give.
versus
Okay,
mistrust, and
okay.
he
We
is the
will discuss
person,
one
he
by
is the
one
key
this later.
person.
Then, in
Second
developing
stage,
psychosocial
second stage
development
is
theory,
okay. So
autonomy.
this is a short, brief history of
Autonomy
Erik
versus
Erikson.
shame.
Okay, so
Shame.
that is
Shame. The
this is the
third
history,
stage
and
is your
and the stages. Now let
initiative
us
or
understand the stages of
initiative
psychosocial
initiative
development. Okay,
versus
there are different
guilt.
stages. So let us discuss
Then
that
fourth
stages.
stage. Fourth stage is industry versus
Now, as you can see in psycho,
industry versus
in stages,
inferiority. Inferiority.
there are
Then
total
fifth stage
8 stages in
is
the identity
psychosocial development.
the first one, which moves
Versus
from a complicity
role
level, like for
confusion.
example, the first one. The first
Then
one
sixth
is
one
trust.
is intimacy.
Trust versus mistrust.
Intimacy versus isolation. Uh,
The first stage
Seventh
is
one
trust
is
versus mistrust. Okay, we will discuss one by one this later.
generativity
Then second stage
versus
is
stagnation.
autonomy. Auto, and the
Autonomy.
eighth one
Last one
versus
is shame.
integrity and disappear.
Shame. Shame.
The third stage
INTEGRI. The
is
integrity versus your
disappear.
initiative or
Disappear.
initiative
Okay,
versus
so these are the
guilt.
stages. These are the stages
Then
of
fourth stage. Fourth
psychosocial
stage is
development.
industry
Okay, so
versus
as you see, this is moving. This is moving
INDUSTRY.
like this.
Industry
This is one second.
versus inferiority.
This is moving from first to
Inferiority.
last. That
Then
means it is
fifth
moving
stage
It is a
is
ladder
identity
of
yeah,
versus
social
role confusion. Yeah,
psychosocial experience.
then
yeah,
sixth
you
one
can say a
is
ladder of
intimacy.
psychosocial stage. That means it is moving from here. It is
Intimacy
moving
versus
from,
isolation.
actually, this is very simple. It is moving like this
Seventh
and
one
moving
is
towards, like this.
generativity
So it is nothing but increase in
versus
complicity,
stagnation.
increase
And the eighth
in
one, last one
complexity.
is integrity and
That
disappear.
means at the first stage it is very easy. At the
INTEGRI.
first
The
stage it is
integrity
easy, and when it goes
versus
to the eighth stage it becomes
disappear.
very difficult. So it is in the form of
Disappear.
increasing in
Okay.
complexity.
So
That
these are the
means
stages. These are the stages of
psychosocial
that means when the child
development.
grow
Okay, so
older,
as you see,
the level of
this is
complexity
moving.
will
This is
increase.
moving
The
like
level
this.
of
This is
complexity
one second.
will
Uh, you know, uh,
this is
Go
moving
ahead.
from
It will
first
reach
to
higher.
first
So
to
that is what
last. That means it is moving.
psychosocial stage.
Okay, the stage one is trust versus mistrust. Okay,
Yeah.
as you can see. Now, what is this stage versus mistrust?
Yeah. So before we move and understand one by one,
Yeah, you
we need
can
to
say a
understand. See,
ladder of psychosocial
uh,
stage. That means it is
this will
moving
happen.
from
This will
here. It is
happen
moving
at
from,
infant stage.
actually, this is very
Okay,
simple. It is
infant
moving like
stage.
this
And this
and
will
moving
happen.
towards,
The autonomy will happen at toddler stage.
like this.
Toddler.
So it is
And the
nothing
third
but
stage will
increase
happen
in
at
complicity,
preschool. These are
increase
preschooler students.
in
And this industry
complexity.
versus inferiority. Yes.
That means
So,
at the
and
first
this
stage it is very easy. At
fourth
the
one
first
is
stage it is
grade
easy, and
scholars.
when it goes to
These
the eighth
are
stage it becomes very
grade
difficult. So
scholars.
it is in the form of
Okay.
increasing in
And this
complexity.
fifth
That
one,
means
identity
you
versus
know
role confusion.
that means
Identity
when the
versus
child
role
grow
confusion
older,
will happen
the
in
level of
teenagers.
complexity will increase. The level of
Then sixth
complexity
one,
will
that is your, this happens in the young
go
adult.
ahead. It will reach
Young
higher.
adult.
So that is what
And generativity
psychosocial
and
stage.
stagnation will
Okay, the
happen
stage
in
one is trust versus mistrust.
middle age,
Okay, as you can see. Now, what
middle
is this
age
stage
adult.
versus mistrust?
So
And
before we move
this
and
one is
understand one by
older,
one, we need
older
to
adults.
understand. See, okay. So
These are
this
the
will happen. This will
hierarchy where
happen
it
at
happens.
infant
Okay,
stage.
now
Okay,
we will
infant
discuss
stage.
one by one
And
what is
this
that.
will
Now,
happen.
as
The
you can
autonomy
see,
will happen at
the
toddler
trust
stage.
versus
Toddler.
mistrust. You
And the
can say
third
when the
stage will
child
happen
is
at
small, that
preschool.
means when the child
These
is
are
at
preschooler
0
students.
to
And this
18
industry
month.
versus
18 month,
inferiority.
when the
Yes.
child is small, 0 to 18 month,
So, and this
these are the conflict
fourth
actually.
one is
Trust
grade
trust versus
scholars.
mistrust.
These are
Okay,
grade
so the
scholars.
child mistrust
Okay.
the things,
And
relationship. The
this
most of the
fifth one,
time the relationship is with the mother.
identity versus role
Okay, so
confusion.
here
Identity versus role
trust and
confusion
versus
will happen
mistrust will
in
happen.
teenagers.
They may trust and mistrust.
Conditions
Then
will be
sixth one,
happening.
that
Like
is your,
question, this
can I
happens
trust
in
the
the young
world?
adult.
Okay, so
Young
that
adult.
particular age is not so
And generativity and
uh,
stagnation will happen
good
in
to trust the people. So
middle
they will
age
trust only their mothers, not
middle age
any other. So
adult.
children are completely dependent on
And
other.
this one
So
is
as
older
child is
older
infant, he is
adults.
completely dependent
Okay,
on the
so these are the
mother, completely
hierarchy
dependent.
where
That
it
means that
happens.
is the
Okay, now
trust they
we will
have.
discuss one
So
by
because they
one
don't
what
have
is that.
the cognitive
Now, as you can
abilities,
see,
so
the
that they
trust,
can
understand
the
who
trust
is good, who is bad. So
versus
they are
mistrust.
all
You can say
dependent
when the
on the
child
mother.
is small,
See
that means
here,
when the
the
child is
trust
at
established
0
when
to
given
18
babies.
month.
See, like for
18 month, when
example,
the
the mother
child is
touch,
small, 0 to
mother
18
love,
month,
mother take
these are the
physical
conflict
care of
actually.
the child.
Trust
That
trust
is the
versus
trust. Okay,
mistrust. Mistrust.
okay.
Mistrust
So
is
the
like
child
caused by inadequate
mistrust the
or
things
unpredictable
relationship
care.
care
Most of the time
and
the
by cold
relationship is with the
indifferent, or
mother.
like for example,
Okay, so here
rejecting the parents.
trust and versus
Rejecting the
mistrust will
parents,
happen. They
undependable,
may trust and mistrust
unpredictable conditions will
dangerous.
be
So
happening.
these
That like
all are
question, can I
mistrust.
trust the
That
world?
means, okay,
uh,
so
Caused by
that particular
inadequate
age
or
is not
unpredictable
so,
care.
okay, this is a mistrust. If the parent
Good
don't love,
to trust the
don't
people. So
give
they
a
will trust
better
only
care,
their mothers,
mistrust
not
will
any
develop
other.
in
So
the
children
child
are
during
completely
that particular
dependent on
other.
stage. Okay,
So
got it?
as
child is infant, he is completely dependent on the mother, completely
In
dependent. That
autonomy
means that
and
is the
shame, here, as you
trust
say,
they
this
have.
happens in the
So because
toddler.
they don't have
Toddler is
the
nothing but
cognitive
the
abilities, so
age
that they can
between
understand who
18,
is good, who is
18
bad.
months
So they are
to,
all
you
dependent
can
on
say,
the
3 years. They
mother.
are called toddlers. Okay.
See here,
So those
the
children
trust
who are at 18
established
months to
when
3 years,
given
they are called
babies.
toddler.
See, like
Okay,
for
got it?
example, the mother
So
touch,
autonomy
mother
and
love,
shame.
mother
So now
take
here, this is the
physical
conflict.
care of the
Autonomy
child.
and shame.
That
The
is the
conflict
trust.
in
Okay,
infant of
mistrust.
trust versus
Mistrust
mistrust.
is
The
like
conflict
caused by inadequate or
in toddler, it
unpredictable
is
care
autonomy and shame.
and by
So
cold,
here again,
indifferent,
the
or like for
relationship.
example,
Here the again
rejecting the
relationship
parents,
is with
rejecting
mother.
the parents,
Okay, the
undependable,
parents, you can say,
unpredictable,
mother or
dangerous.
father, or you
So
can say
these
the
all
parents.
are
Now
mistrust.
question. That
Question
means
is it okay to be
caused by
me?
inadequate
That
or
means
unpredictable care.
autonomy is
Okay,
like
this is a
doing
mistrust.
things
If the
for
parent
themselves.
don't love,
Autonomy means
don't
automatic, right?
give a
So
better care,
here,
trust
autonomy
will
means
develop in the child
doing
during that particular
himself,
stage.
doing
Okay, got
himself.
it?
That means it's automatic, such as like when the child grow up 3 years,
In
they
autonomy and
will
shame,
make their own
here,
choice. I
as you
want to
say, this
eat that.
happens in the
They will
toddler.
also control the
Toddler is
body,
nothing
toilet
but
control
the
will develop. So
age
this is all
between
autonomy. Here,
18, 18
though
month
the relationship is
to,
with the
you can
parent,
say, three
but
years.
still
They are called
the child
toddlers.
is
Okay.
at
So
automatic
those
stage,
children who are
independent,
at
making
18
his
months
own
to 3 years,
choice,
they are called
making his
toddler. Okay, got it? So autonomy
own
and shame.
making his
So now
own
here,
choice.
this is the
So
conflict.
that is the
Autonomy
thing
and shame. The
which will
conflict
develop at
in
autonomy.
infantos trust
Whereas the
versus
shame,
mistrust.
shame
The
means
conflict
overprotective,
in toddler,
or
it is autonomy
ridiculing
and
the
shame.
parents may
So
cause
here
children to
again the
doubt ability
relationship.
and feel
Here the
harm,
again
shameful about
relationship
their
is
action.
with
So
mother.
sometimes what happen, it's a
Okay, the
self-doubt.
parents, you can say,
That means
mother
shame.
or
They will
father,
feel
or
the
you can
shame.
say the
So
parents.
whatever I have
Now
done,
question.
sometimes you
Question
can see the
is it
children are
okay to be
overprotective. Yes.
me?
That means autonomy is like
So it's
doing
audible?
things for themselves. Autonomy means automatic, right?
It's
So
audible now?
here, autonomy means
Yeah.
doing
So the shame is
himself,
nothing but an
doing
overprotective.
himself. That means
Overprotective.
it's automatic, such as
Now
like
autonomy,
when the child grow up
autonomy
3 years,
and shame, as you
they
see,
will make their own choice. I
autonomy
want to
is
eat
nothing
that.
but
They will also control the body,
doing
toilet control
himself.
will
Auto,
develop. So this
auto,
is all autonomy. Here,
means automatic,
though the
right?
relationship is with the
So
parents, but still
they will
the
have, for
child is
example,
at automatic stage,
actually this is the second
independent,
stage of
making his
autonomy
own
and
choice,
I mean to
making
say stage of
his
development. And autonomy versus
own
same,
making
in
his
this
own
stage,
choice.
most of the
So
time, that
what
is the
happen
thing
is
which
will develop at autonomy. Whereas the shame,
they will
shame
think
means
this is the me,
overprotective,
do it.
or
That means
ridiculing the
it is me
parents may
what I
cause
have to do.
children to
For
doubt
example,
ability
we might
and
observe
feel harm, shameful about their
some
action.
sort of
So sometimes what
autonomy,
happen in
it's
the
a
child when they
self-doubt.
are at three
That means
years,
shame,
like
they will feel
they
the
will select
shame.
their own
So
clothes,
whatever
they
I
will
have
select their
done,
own
sometime you
dress,
can see
they
the
will
children
select
are
their own
overprotective.
food.
Yes.
Okay, so that will develop at the age of 3 years. That's why it is called
So it's audible.
autonomy. Okay, that's why it is called
It's
automatic
audible now.
stages. So here,
Yeah. So
the
the
shame
shame
means it's
is
an
nothing but an overprotective.
overprotective,
Overprotective.
overprotective means what?
Now,
What
autonomy
is
and shame, as you
overprotective?
see, autonomy is
Overprotective,
nothing but
it's nothing but
doing himself.
where the
Auto
child
means
himself
automatic,
or
right?
herself,
So
uh, you know,
they will have, for
they think
example,
that I have a doubt,
actually this
my
is the second
ability
stage
is
of
having a
autonomy,
doubt.
and I mean to
They
say
feel
stage of
shameful about
development.
their action.
And
Whatever they
autonomy
do,
versus same,
they feel
in this
shameful
stage most of the
on
time,
their
what
activity,
happen
which
is
is performed by the child. So
they will think
this is
same
the
thing
me
together
do
will
it.
develop at the
That
age of
means
3
it
years.
is me
Yes.
what I have to do.
Can
For
you
example, we
give
might observe
example?
or some sort of autonomy in the child when they are
Sir,
at 3 years.
if you
Like, they
write
will select their
one,
own
Okay, so
clothes,
third
they will
stage,
select
your
their
third
own dress,
stage
they will
is
select their own
your
food.
third stage
Okay, so
is
that will develop at the age of 3 years.
initiative
That's why it is called autonomy. Okay,
versus
that's why
guilt.
it
Now,
is
what is
called
this?
this will develop
Automatic
in at the age
stages.
of
So here,
3 to
the
6
shame
years.
means it's an
3
overprotective.
to 6 years. Now the
Overprotective,
conflict is intuitive and guilt.
overprotective
That
means
means the
what?
relationship is with the family now.
What do you
Now,
say?
if you have seen
Overprotective.
from the first stage when the child was
Overprotective,
infant,
it's
the
nothing but,
conflict,
I mean to say the relationship, sorry.
where
The
where
relationship,
the child himself or herself,
there
you
in
know,
infant,
they think that I have a doubt, my ability
there
is
in
having a
infant, the
doubt.
relationship was with the
They feel
mother.
shameful
When the
about their
child grow
action.
up in the
Whatever
second
they do,
stage, the
they
relationship was
feel
with the parents,
shameful
both mother and father.
on their
When
activity,
child
which
reach at the
is,
third stage, at the age
performed
of
by
3
the
to 6
child.
years,
So
the relationship is with the
autonomy,
family. That means
shameful
about
together
the
will
mother
develop
and
at the age
father.
of
That
3
means
years.
more
Yes.
member have involved.
can
So
you
the
give
relationship increases
example?
and the strength
Or
and the
Sir,
strength of the
versus
child
sir,
guilt.
becomes purpose.
Yes.
if
There is some
you
purpose.
write
There is
Okay,
some
so third
purpose
stage, your third
when the
stage
child grow
is
up.
3
Your
to
third
6 years.
stage
That means
is
with the strength develops with
intuitive. The things will be with the purpose.
versus
Okay,
guilt.
and
Now, what is
the
this?
question which
This
they
will
ask
develop
in at
is
the age
it
of
okay?
3 to
Is
6
it
years.
okay
3 to 6 years. Now the conflict is
for
intuitive
me
and guilt. That
to
means the
do
relationship is with the family now.
move
Now, if you have seen
or act?
from the first stage
So
when the
this is the
child was
question which they
infant,
ask.
the
That
conflict,
means, I mean to say the
they try
relationship,
to
sorry,
ask
the
the
relation
relationship
among themselves, whether it is okay for
there in
me
infant
to do,
to do move. That means an action
there in
or act the
infant.
relationship
So
as
that
with
is
the
a
mother.
question which they
When the
develop
child grow
at
up in
the
the second
3 to
stage,
6
the
years, and the
relationship
key
was with the
element or
parents.
the
Both
key is
mother and father.
independence.
When child
So
reach at the
here,
third
the
stage,
child
at
will
the
be
age of 3
always
to 6 years,
independence.
the
The
relationship
child
is
will
with
be
the
moving
family. That
towards
means independent.
about the mother and
See here,
father. That means,
initiative.
I mean to
More
say
member
this
have
one.
involved.
In
So the relationship
initiative
increases,
or
and the
initiative
strength is nothing but parent
and the
reinforcer.
strength of the
Parent
child
reinforce
becomes
via giving
purpose. There is some
children freedom.
purpose to play.
There is some
That means
purpose
it's intention.
when
It
the child
is
grow
with
up
intention.
3 to 6 years.
So
That means
parent, the
with
parent
the
here,
strength
what they do,
develops.
parents
The things will be with the
reinforce
purpose.
or
Okay, and
reward.
the
Okay,
question
via
which they
giving
ask is it
freedom,
okay?
via giving a
Is it
freedom to
okay, child, while
for
giving a
me
freedom to child
to
to
do
play and use
move
their own
or act.
imagination. So this is the question which they
Their
ask.
own
That
imagination.
means
That means to
they
construct the
try to
creative
ask the
things.
question
That
among
means a
themselves
creativity.
whether it is okay for me to
Creativity
do
and
to
constructive.
do move. That means an action or
Okay. So these are
acting.
the things.
So that
These
is
are
an
the
a question
initiative
which
or
they
these are the
develop at the three
intention
to
you can
six
say.
years.
And the
So
key
parent
element or
do
the
with
key is
intention. That
independence.
means
The
so
family
here
member
the
give a
child will be
reinforcer, give a
always
freedom to the
independent.
child
The
so that
child
they
will be
can
moving
play
towards
and use their
independent.
imagination
See here and do
initiative.
some
I mean to say
creative
this
things
one. In
because there is
initiative
some
or
purpose. There is some
initiative
purpose
is
behind it.
nothing but
Whereas a
parent
guilt,
reinforcer.
guilt
Parent
means
reinforce via
it may
giving
occur if the
children
parent
freedom
criticize.
to play. That means
When
it's
the guilt
intention.
develop, when
It
parent,
is
it may
with
occur when
intention. So
it may
the
occur.
parent here, what they do,
Second,
parents reinforce
yeah,
or
it may
reward.
occur
Okay, via
when
giving
parents
freedom, via
criticize
giving a
or when
freedom
parent
to
scold. So
child.
then only
While
the
giving freedom to child,
criticizing to
it
play
comes,
and
then only
use
the child will be
their
very
own imagination,
conscious,
so they will
their own
criticize,
imagination.
they
That
will
means to
they will
construct the
criticize.
creative things.
That means a
So
creativity.
they will
Criticize when
creativity
parent
and constructive.
scold, or they will discourage a
Okay,
child's
so these are the
question
things.
always
These are the
being
initiative,
wrong,
or these
fail
are
to
the
explore
intentive
the world.
intention, you can
When
say.
some parents will
So
do that, they will
parent
develop the
do
guilt.
with
Okay,
intention. That means
so
the
intuitive
family
and guilt
member
should be
give a
balanced in order
reinforcer,
to
give a
have a moral
freedom to the
adjustment,
child.
so
So
that they
parent
can
must
play and use their
balance
imagination and do
both
some creative things,
uh,
because
in
there is some
what
purpose, behind it.
what
Whereas a guilt means
guilt you have done
it may
some
occur if the
guilt
parent
means
criticize.
you have done some
when
wrong, right?
when
It
this
may
guilt
occur
develop,
guilt.
when parent, it may
Huh?
occur when it may
Yes,
occur
in
one
this.
second.
See, when the child
um,
develop the
yeah,
guilt,
it
when
may occur, if a parent
when
criticize on the activity where
parents
the child has
criticize,
done. No, it
or
is
when
not good.
parent
No, this
scold.
is not the way you have to
So
do. This is the
then
way.
only
So
the
it is kind
criticizing
of
it comes, then only
discourages the
the child
child
will be
questions.
very
Okay, prevent play, you
conscious.
can say. So they will
Prevent
criticize.
play, you
They
can
will
say, as I
they will
said,
this
criticize.
will happen at the 3 to
So they will
6 years. So
criticize
children are
when
very small.
parent
So
make sure we should
scold,
not
or they will
authorize,
discourage a
we
child's
should not
question,
scold the
always being wrong,
child,
fail to explore
so
the
that they
world.
can develop
When some
these
parents will
guilts
do that, they will
forever.
develop the guilt. Okay,
Okay.
so intuitive and guilt
Then the
should be
fourth
balanced
stage,
in
then
order
the
to have a
fourth
moral
stage.
adjustment.
So parent
Is
must
then sorry, the fourth stage
balance
is your
both
industry,
uh,
Sentiments
industry versus
in the
in
what?
inferiority.
the last
Guilt, you have
year
done some
telling
Guilt means you
this
have done some wrong,
balance.
right? It may occur. Guilt is so
balances. Huh?
parents needs to
Yes,
control or
I know,
keep
but
balancing both
in this
guilt and
See, when the child
intuition.
develop the
Okay,
guilt,
intention.
when
Parent, it may occur if a parent
okay,
criticize
so here
on the
the
activity
age,
where
here the
the
age is
child has
what?
done. No, it is not good.
Here,
No, this is
when
not
this
the way you have to
industry
do.
and
This is a way. So
inferiority will
it is
develop
kind of
when the age is at
discourages the
6 years
child
to
questions.
12 years.
Okay,
You can
prevent
see
play, you
this age
can
group,
say.
they develop industry and
Prevent
inferiority.
play, you can
Here the
say. As I
conflict is
said,
this
this
only,
will
industry and
happen
inferiority.
at the
Whereas the
3 to
relationship,
6 years. So
whereas
children
the
are very
relationship,
small.
what happens?
So make
Increases.
sure we should
There
not
in third stage it was
authorize,
family.
we should not
Now the
scold the
relationship will
child,
be with the
so that
neighbors,
they can develop these
with the
guilts
school
forever.
friends.
So see how
Okay.
the relationship is increasing.
Then the
First
fourth
okay.
stage,
stage it
then the
was only
fourth
mother.
stage
Second stage it was both
is then
parent.
sorry, the
Third stage
fourth
it
stage
becomes
is
a
your
family. Fourth stage it
industry,
becomes a neighbor and school. That means
industry
the
versus
In
relationship is
the
increasing.
and the strength.
in
Inferiority.
the last
Yes.
year in the first it says it's only mother
Balances. So
both the
parents
No, only
parents needs
mother,
to
only
control
mother.
or keep balancing both guilt and
means 0
intuition.
to
Okay,
3
intention.
years
0 to
in the
18 months.
Okay. So here
okay
the age,
only
here the
mother.
age is
Yeah.
what? Then
Then in
strength.
the
Here when
second
this
Both
industry and
parents, both parents,
inferiority
mother
will
and
develop.
father,
When the
like
age is at
mother
2
six
and
to
years
father.
3
to
years.
12 years,
Yeah, three
you
to
can
six year,
see this
18,
age
sorry,
group they
18 months to
develop
3 years.
industry and inferiority. Here the conflict is this one,
Okay.
industry and
So
inferiority.
here,
Whereas the
in
relationship,
industry and inferiority, as you can see,
whereas the
the question,
relationship, what
can I
happens?
make
Increases.
it
There
in the
in third stage it was
world
family. Now the relationship
of
will be
people
with the neighbors,
and
with
things?
the school
That
friends.
means, So see
Now
how
here
the
what you have to
relationship is
understand is
increasing.
the relationship
First
is increasing,
stage it was
the
only
strength
mother.
becomes
Second stage it
competency. That means the
was parent.
competency
Third
level is
stage it
increasing, the
becomes a
challenge,
family.
the
Fourth stage it
competition,
becomes a
the
neighbor
strength
and
is
school. That
at
means
competition level,
the
competency
relationship is
level.
increasing.
Okay. So where
And the
will be the
strength.
competency level? The
That
key is
Yes,
in the
school.
first
So the
phase,
competency level will
it's
be at the
only
school.
mother
The
about
question which
the
they
no,
ask
only mother,
themselves,
only
can I
mother.
make it in the world of people and things? In
means
the society, there are a lot of
0
people, there are a
to
lot of
30
materials, there are a lot
years.
of
0
things.
to
Can I
18 months.
survive there? So that is
Okay,
inferiority complex,
only
that is
mother.
industry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
which
Then in
strength.
the
we will try to
second,
Both
understand. We will
parents,
try to
both
understand the
parents,
things.
phase,
mother and
Children
father.
have to cope up with
like
the new social,
2 to
and
3
academic
years.
demands. When the child
Yeah,
grow
3
up
to
at
6 year, 18 months to
12
3
years,
years.
we must always think that children,
Yeah.
okay, so here
Children
in industry
have
and
to
inferiority, as you can
cope.
see,
Cope
the
means
question, can I
stable
make
with
it in the
new
world
social
and
of
academics
people.
demands
When the child grow
and
up,
things?
the academic
That
demand
means
increases. The
now here what you
academic
have to
demand
understand is the relationship is
becomes
increasing,
high.
the
Okay,
strength
so
becomes
children have
competency. That
to
means the
cope with the
competency
new
level is
social and
increasing, the
academic demand,
challenge,
whatever the
the
new things are there.
competition. The
Now
strength
here the
is
industry.
at competition
Industry
level,
occurs.
competency
This
level.
industry means
Okay.
it
So
occurs when the
where will be
child
the
is praised
competency
for
level?
the
The
productive
key
activity,
is
such as a
school.
painting
So the
and building.
competency
That
level
means
will
when
be at
the
the
child
school.
do a good painting, when
The
you say a
question which
child
they
has
ask
done
themselves,
good
can I make it
painting,
in the
the
world
child will be
of
praised.
people and things?
Oh, you
In the
have done a
society, there are a
good
lot of
painting.
people, there are a lot of materials, there are a
You
lot of
have
things.
done
Can I
good
survive there? So
what
that
you
is
say work.
inferiority
So
complex.
these
That
are
is
the praising.
industry.
Industry means
Okay,
praising.
which
That means the
we
child
will
is
try to
involving his
understand.
sense of
We will try to
competency.
understand
The strength is
children have to
competency. He is
cope up with the new
involving the
social and
okay,
academic
sense of
demands. When the
competency.
child grow up
That's
at
why the child is praised.
12 years, we
Okay,
must always think that
inferiority is occurs.
children
Like
Children have
he
to
becoming
cope. Cope means
creative
yeah,
stable with
yeah,
new
in industry.
social
yes.
and academics
Whereas
demands.
inferiority,
When the child grow
whereas
up,
inferiority
the
occurs
academic
if the
demand
child effort
increases. The
are
academic
regarded
demand
as a messy.
uh,
For
becomes high.
example,
Okay,
child
so children
has
have
done
to cope with the
some
new
work,
social and academic demand,
but
whatever the new things are there. Now here the
but
industry.
the effort was
Industry
regarded as
occurs.
a
This industry means it occurs when the
means
child is praised
some
for the
kind not good
productive
work or
activities, such as
inadequate
a
work
painting and
or
building.
not
That means when the
good
child
work,
do
you
a
can
good
say.
painting,
So
when you say a child
inadequate
has
work.
done good
This
painting,
inferiority,
the
child
child will
will be
develop
praised.
when the child
Oh, you
effort is
have done a
not
good painting.
praised.
You
It is
have
not
done good what you say
reinforced, you
work.
can say.
So these are the
Okay,
praising.
like then
Industry
what
means
happened?
praising. That
Weak
means the
sense
child
of
is
self will
involving his
develop. Then
sense
the
of
sense level will come
competency.
down.
The strength is
Incapable to take the
competency. He is involving
responsibilities.
the
So
sense.
this will
Okay,
sense of
happen.
competency. What will
That's
happen?
why
Weak
the child is praised.
weak sense.
Okay,
Inferiority is occurs
Like
incapable,
incapable
like
to take
he
responsibility.
becoming
Yes.
creative.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
competing in the
Yes. Whereas
using
inferiority.
nice
Whereas
this
inferiority
is
occurs if
not
the child
because
effort
you
are
have
regarded as
done
a
it
messy.
very
For
bad.
example, child
yeah,
If
has
if
done
correct. If you
some work,
if
but
you do like that, 100% inferiority
but
complex will
the
develop
effort was
when the
if
child
regarded
grow.
we
as a
talk
messy. Messy and means
negative
some
about
kind
the
not good work or
things they
inadequate
have
work
done,
or
they
not
will develop
good work, you can say. So
inferiority
inadequate work.
complex.
This inferiority
Then
child will
the
develop
fifth
when the
right?
child
stage, yes,
effort is
yes.
not
Then the fifth stage
praised.
is
It is not
identity. Now here you have to understand,
reinforced, you can say.
it is very important.
Okay, like then
Identity
what
versus
happen? Weak
role
sense of
confusion.
self will develop. Then the
Now,
sense
what is
level will
this
come
role
down.
confusion versus
Incapable to
identity?
take the
Now, as you
responsibilities.
see, this will
So
develop
this
at the
will
age of 12
happen.
years
What will
to
happen?
18 years. That
Weak
means child is
sense,
growing. This is the middle age group. And the
incapable
conflict is identity versus role
incapable to take
confusion.
responsibility.
Here, the
Yes.
relationship, here the
Always
relationship again increases.
comparing
It
the
goes with the
child
peer group, same age groups,
using
role
the
model.
mercy.
There will
This
be a
is
different
not
role models and others.
real
Others means parent, family,
manipulated
neighbors,
by
everyone. Okay, the
Yeah,
main
if
relationship
correct.
will
If
be with the
you
friends, with the same age groups, with the role if you do
model,
like
who is
that,
my role model?
100%
Sachin
inferiority
Tendulkar
complex
is
will
my role
develop
model in my
when the
if
child
child or
we
grows.
in my
talk
play. So this is how
negatively about
the
the
things will
things they have
develop.
done, they will
So
develop
the thing is
inferiority
changing. Okay,
complex.
and
Correct. Then
what do you
the
Am
say?
fifth
I
The
right?
strength,
stage,
the
yes,
strength
yes.
of the child.
Then the fifth stage
Okay, the
is
strength is what
identity.
you
Now
say,
here you have to
fidelity,
understand, it is
Fedlity.
very important.
Fidelity means
Identity versus
faithfulness.
role confusion. Now, what is
Faithfulness,
this role
that means
confusion versus identity?
genuinity,
Now, as you
or
see, this will
faithfulness
develop
to
at
a
the age
person.
of
I
12
am good to
years
that person. I
to
am truth
18
to
years.
that person. So
That
that is a
means child is
faithfulness,
growing.
belief, you
This is the
can say.
middle age group.
Okay.
And
So
the
the strength
conflict
will
is
be that. That means
identity
at that
versus
stage,
role
everyone
confusion.
looks,
Here,
there
the
should be
relationship,
something, some loyal things. And the
here, the
question,
relationship again
and the
increases.
question
It
is,
goes with the
who?
peer group,
Who
same age
am
groups,
I?
role
They will have,
model.
who am I? What can I
There will
be?
be a
So they will
different role
be in the
models
search of
and
some
others.
profession,
Others means
what I
parent,
can
family,
do,
neighbors,
what I
everyone.
can be.
Okay, the
Okay,
main
because this is
relationship
how
will
it
be with the
works. And the
friends, with
key
the same age
factor
groups,
is with the role
peer
models. Who is my
relationship.
role model?
How
Sachin
better
Tendulkar is my
relationship
role
is with
model in
your
my
friends,
cricket
with
or
your
in my play.
colleagues.
With
So this
your
is
supporting. Okay,
how
so this
the
is
things will develop at
develop.
the stage 5, that is called identity
So the
versus
thing
role
is
confusion, because here,
changing.
okay,
See
and
here, what happened? The
what do you say,
children, the
learns the
strength,
number
of
of
the child.
different role.
Okay, the strength
The
is
children's what
what you
happen,
say,
the
fidelity,
children
Fedlit. Fidelity
learn
means
lot of things,
faithfulness.
learn a number of, can
Faithfulness,
say
that
number of
means
different
genuinity or
roles.
faithfulness to a
Okay, they
person.
will act
I am good to
differently.
that person.
So
I am
here the
truth to that
identity,
person. So that is a
identity
faithfulness,
is
belief,
nothing
you
but
can say.
one
Okay. So the
organization
strength
of
will be that.
individual
That means at
drives,
that stage,
ability.
everyone
It's all
looks,
about
there should be something, some
individuals,
loyal things.
it all
And the
about
question,
individual abilities.
and the question is, who?
Individual abilities,
Who am I?
then you can
They
say
will have,
belief,
who am I? What can I be? So they will be
experience.
in the search of some profession.
Okay,
What
these are
I
all
can do, what I
identity,
can
who
be.
we
Okay.
are, because this
Okay.
is how
Experience
it
into
works. And the
consistent
key
image
factor
of
is
self.
peer
So it's
relationship.
all about
How better
identity. They will try to
relationship is
find
with
out.
your
And the role
friends, with your
confusion is
colleagues,
like
with
failure to
your
establish
supporting.
an
Okay,
individual
so
identity
this is
separate from the
will develop.
family
It
at
is
the
nothing but
stage
an
5,
ego,
that is called identity
ego versus,
diffusion, role confusion. Because here, see here,
or
what
you can
happened?
say,
The
yeah,
children
learns the number
Confusion.
of different role.
failure to
The children's
establish
what happen, the
an
children
individual identity,
learn lot of things,
an
learn a
individual
number of,
identity
you can say
from
number
the
of
family.
different roles. Okay, they will act
That means
differently.
role
So
confusion.
child
Here,
will
the
have a
identity
confusion.
They may not able to
Identity is nothing
identify
but
their role in
one
the family, who
organization
I
of
am.
individual rights,
Okay, the question
ability.
is, who
It's
am
all
I?
about
Or what can I be
individuals.
in my family?
It's
What
all
I
about
can be in my
individual
profession? The
abilities.
child will have a confusion. They may not
Individual
able to
abilities.
select the
Then
appropriate
you can say
profession for
belief,
himself or herself. Okay, so
experience.
at that particular stage,
Okay,
during the
these are
18
all
year, everyone will have a
identity, who
confusion.
we
Which
are.
field should I
Okay,
go? What
experience
I am
into
in my
consistent
family?
image of
What is the
self.
relationship
So it's
between my
all about
family? So these
identity.
all
They will
things will
try to
be
find
there
out.
at the
And the
age
role
of
confusion
12
is
to
like
18
failure to establish an
years.
individual identity
why
separate
you
from the
not
family. It is nothing but
failure
an
to
ego
establish
diffusion.
relationship
They will have a difficulty, they
Or
will
you
have
can
a
say, yeah,
difficulty
psychosocial
in understanding or
failure to
selecting
establish
the better what you
an
say profession.
individual
They will have
identity.
they may not able to establish the right thing
An
or choose the
individual
right thing, you can
identity
say. Okay, so that's why.
from the
in the
family.
family you don't
Yeah, in
know.
fact, sometime in the family,
That
some
means
people,
role
what they
confusion.
may not
Child will have a
understand whether
confusion.
they are a
They may
part
not
of
able
the,
to identify their
family,
role in the
or
family. Who I am.
though they live in the
Okay, the question
same
is,
roof,
who am
but
I?
they don't
Or
understand
what can I
whether they
be
have
in my
some
family?
role.
What I
Okay,
can be
that's
in
what the
my
social.
profession?
That's
The
why it
child
is
will
called a
have a
social,
confusion. They may
psychosocial
not able to
development stage,
select the
because some people will
appropriate
mingle, some
profession
people may
for
not mingle.
himself
This is
or
how it
herself.
works.
Okay,
So at
They
that
will
particular
find
stage, during the
difficulty
18
to
year, that
adjust
everyone will
in
have a
their
confusion.
family.
Family,
which field should I
yes.
go? What I
Okay.
am in my
So the
family?
stage
What is the
6 is your
relationship
intimacy
between my
versus
family? So these all
isolation.
things will
Now
be
this
there
develop in
at the
the
age
age
of 12
19
to
year to
18
40 years.
years.
That's
Okay.
why
Yes.
So, and the
you
conflict
know
is that intimacy and
failure
isolation. Now the
to
relationship. Now here the
establish
relationship
They
again it
will have a
increases.
difficulty.
Now
They
what
will
is
have a
that?
difficulty
It
in
becomes a friends.
understanding
It might be any
or
age of friends, not a peer. That means not
selecting
a
the
same age group,
better
but the
what you
friends will
say
be at any
profession.
age groups, and
They
the
will have
partner.
they may not able to
Here
establish
the
the right thing
partner is
or
like
choose the
their right
wife,
thing, you
or
can
I mean to
say.
say
Okay,
the
so that's
love.
why.
On
in
the
the
strength,
family
develop.
you
The strength
don't
is
Yeah,
know.
in
now
fact, sometime
love.
in the family, some
Okay, and
people,
the
what they
question
may not
and the
understand
question which
whether
they
they are a
ask
part
at the
of
age
the,
is,
family,
can I
or
love? Okay, so this
though
is
they
a
live in the
question, and
same
the
roof,
key
but
factor
they
of
don't
that
understand
age will
whether
be
they
a
have
love
some role.
relationship.
Okay,
That's what the social, that's why it
so
is called a
these things
social
will
develop at the
psychosocial
age of
development
90,
stage to
because
between
some people
40
will mingle, some people
years.
may not
Okay,
mingle. So
this is
these
how it
are
works.
the intimacy and
They will
isolation.
find
Smart of family,
difficulty to
actually
adjust in their
intimacy. Here the
Family,
intimacy means
yes. Okay. So the
ability to
stage
care
6
about
is your
others.
intimacy
They
versus
will develop an
isolation. Now
ability
this develop in the
to
age
care 19 year to
others
40 years.
and
Okay,
share their
so and the
experience
conflict is that intimacy and
and share
isolation.
their
Now the
experience.
relationship.
So now
This
here
will
the
only develop
relationship
at the age
again
about
it
20 or 19 years.
increases with them.
Now what
Okay,
is that?
experience with
It
them.
becomes a friends. It might
this
be any age of
love
friends, not a peer. That means not
relationship
a
is
same age group,
only
but the friends will be at any age
husband
groups. And the
and
partner.
Yes, it
wife.
can be.
Here the partner
It
is
can
like
be
their
both. It
wife
can be
or I
both.
mean to say.
The love on
Okay,
the
so
strength
here
develop. The
there will
strength
be a
is
strong
now
relationship
love.
actually.
Okay, and the question which they ask
Without
at the age is, can
relation
I love?
also.
Okay,
No,
so this is a
here the
question, and
relationship
the
is with the
key
friend and the
factor of
partner.
that
That's it.
age will be a love
Okay.
relationship. The isolation is feeling
So
alone. These
this,
things will develop at the age
okay,
of
feeling
19 to
alone
between
on
40,
years.
uncared
Okay,
for a
so
life,
these are
uncared,
the
intimacy and
uncared,
isolation
smart of
for in
family.
life.
Actually,
That means it is called
intimacy.
loneliness.
Here the intimacy
Okay,
means
loneliness. So this will
ability
develop.
to
That
care
means
about
intimacy,
others.
taking care of
They
others.
will develop an
Isolation means feeling
ability
lonely. This will
to
develop at the
care
age of 19 years to 40
others.
years.
which is quite
and
natural
share their
to
experience
see. Okay,
and share
and
their
when we move
experience.
further,
So
this
the
will only
stage
develop
7,
at the age about
stage
20 or 19 years
7
with them. Okay,
is
experience
that
with them.
in that relationship they are talking about husband and wife or
Yes,
that
it can be,
partner
it can be both. It can be both.
so stage 7
Okay, so
is
here there
generativity
will
and
be a strong
stagnation.
relationship. Now, this
Actually,
will develop at the age 40 years
because
to 65
because
years.
the
So,
relation also
generativity and
no,
stagnation.
like
The
here
conflict
the
is that
relationship is with the
the
friend and the
relationship, now
partner. That's it.
here the relationship
Is
the
different. What is
isolation
that?
is
Household.
feeling alone,
Household,
okay, feeling alone
workmate,
and uncared for a
okay,
life,
where the child,
uncared,
where the people work.
uncared
For example, after 40
for
years, if
in
someone is
life.
going
That means it is called
to workplace,
loneliness,
they will have a more
okay,
bonding at
loneliness. So this
workmates,
will
colleagues.
develop,
That
and the
means
household,
taking
household might
care
be
of
a
others.
family. So that
Isolation
thing
will be
feeling
there.
lonely. This
Then
will develop
strength.
at the age of
Strength
19
is all
years to
about the
40
care,
years.
which is quite
Okay, and the
natural
question which they
to
ask
see.
at the
Okay,
age
is
and when we move
can
further,
I
the
make
stage 7,
my
stage
life
7
count?
is
Okay, that means the
in
key
that
functioning is parenting.
relationship
The
they are
child, the person will
talking
be
about
parenting. That means rearing their
becoming
child. So, can
friends
I make my
and
life count? So,
partners.
this is how
yes, and the stage
so
will
stage
develop.
7. Stage 7
Here the
is
generativity means
generativity
and
is
stagnation.
your now this will develop
Generativity
at the
means
age 40 years
interest in guiding
to
the next
65
generation.
years. Generative, that means generation.
Generativity and
So they
stagnation. The
will
conflict is that
develop
the
the interest.
relationship
Now here the
in guiding.
relationship
See, at the
is
age
different. When the
what is
relationship
that?
is with
Household.
household and workmate, that means
They are
household workmate,
guiding the people. They are guiding
okay,
the
where
people
where
of the
the
next
people work up.
generation.
For example, after 40
So
years,
next
if someone is
generation,
going
that is called generativity.
to workplace,
Social
they will have
involvement.
a more
Parenting is nothing but
bonding at
guiding
workmates,
colleagues,
guiding their
and the household.
son.
Household might be a
That is next
family. So
generation.
that thing will
So
be
that is
there. A
then
generativity
strength.
and
Strength is
stagnation.
all about the
Stagnation when
care.
one is only
Okay,
concerned
and the
with
question
one
which
own
they
need and
ask at the
comfort.
age
That means I am
is,
not going
can
to guide,
I
and
make
one person
my life count?
concerned,
Okay, that means
one
the
person
key
concerned with
functioning is parenting. The
own
child, the person will
needs.
be
I am
parenting.
not
That means
bothered of
rearing
any
their
other
child.
needs.
So
That's a
can I
material
make my
possession.
life
That means
count? So
I
this is
love
how
my own material. So that is a
and the stage
stagnation.
will
So
develop.
that will develop.
Here the
There might be a two
generativity
kind of
means
people. One generativity
is
people and
your
stagnation people.
generativity
There might be
means
two type people. One interest
intimacy
in
and
guiding the
isolation. So
next
this is how it
generation.
works. Okay, so
Generative, that
generativity
means
and
generation.
stagnation. So they will develop
Versus
the
why they
interest
are telling.
in guiding.
Just to
See, at the
compare,
age when the relationship is with household and workmate,
comparison,
that means
the
they
stage
And
are
8, guiding the
in the
people.
last
They're
one,
guiding the
can
people
I make
of the
my
next
life
generation. So next
controversial
generation, that is
zero
called generativity.
so that
Social involvement.
means
Parenting is
did
nothing but
I live
guiding
my
their
life
son. That is
yeah,
next
counting.
generation.
Yes,
So
that
that is a
I
generativity.
must
And
sacrifice
stagnation. Stagnation when one
my
is only
life
concerned
with
with one own
family
need and comfort.
yes,
That means I am not
that
going to guide.
yes,
And
yes.
one person
So here the integrity and disappear.
concern,
Integrity and disappear, it is nothing
one
but
person
develops
concern
at
with
65 years till death. That means the
own
relationship.
needs. I am not bothered of any other
Now
needs.
here,
basic
that's a material
Relationship is
possession.
a
That means
I
mankind,
love my own material. So that
my
is a
kind.
stagnation. So
That
that will
means it
develop.
kind,
There might be
it
a
is
two
a
kind of people.
mankind
One generativity
relationship. When
people and
they
stagnation
become
people.
very
There might
old,
be two type people.
okay,
One intimacy and
they talk
isolation.
about
So
the
this is
strength
how
is
it works.
wisdom.
Okay. So generativity and
They
stagnation.
become a role model. So wisdom. Is it okay to have
Just
been
to compare,
mean? Okay, that is the question which they ask, which they
comparison.
ask,
The
like,
stage 8.
is it
In
okay?
the
Is it
last
okay
one, can
to
I
have
make my life
been me?
count because
They will just
anything,
thank to everyone,
so that
reflecting on the
means
acceptance of
did
one's
I
life. So
live
that
my
is the
life
Integrity and disappear. That means
yeah,
that
counting. Yes.
that
integrity means it
am
is
I
what you say
satisfied with
integrity
the
means
life which I
self-respect,
live?
Yes.
That
self-respect of
minute.
life,
Yes. Yes.
self-respect of
So
life.
here the individual
Integrity
look,
and
I mean to say,
disappear.
it develops
Integrity
when
and
the people
disappear is
have
nothing but
lived richly
develop a
and
65 years
responsibly,
till death.
feeling the
That means the
wisdom. So they
relationship.
will develop a self-respect of
Now
life
here
or
the
develop when
Disappear.
people live
relationship is
rich.
a
They
mankind,
reached happily to at
my
certain
kind.
age
That
with
means
some responsibility.
it is a mankind
That is an
relationship when
integrity. They become
whereas the
very old.
disappear
Okay,
means
they
occurs when
talk
previous
about the
life
strength
event
is
are viewed
wisdom.
with regret. That means it's nothing
They
but
They become a role model.
disappear,
So
no?
wisdom.
despair.
Is it
Yeah.
okay to have been
So
mean? Okay,
occurs
that is the
when
question which
previous.
they ask,
That
which
means
they
previous
ask,
life
like, is it
event
is it okay?
are
Is it
viewed
okay to have
with regret. That
been
means
me?
past
They
events
will just
is
thank to
viewed or
everyone,
remembered with
reflecting on the
some sort of
acceptance of one's
regretness.
life.
So that is the
Heart attack, you can
integrity
say,
and
experience
disappear.
heart
That
attack.
means
Or integrity
remorse,
means it
regret.
is
You can say bitterness. You can
what you
say
say,
bitterness,
integrity means some sort of
self-respect.
bitterness,
They
self
are not
respect of
satisfied
life,
with their
self
life.
respect of life.
They,
Individual look. I
Yeah,
mean to
yeah,
say, it develops
that
when the
also will
people
be there.
have
So that is the
lived
eighth
richly
stage
and
of
responsibly, feeling
psychosocial
the wisdom.
development by
So they
Erikson
will
theory. Okay,
develop a
just go through it
self-respect of
today.
life or develop when people live rich.
They reached happily to at certain age with some responsibility. That is an integrity. Whereas a disappear means occurs when previous life event are viewed with regret. That means it's nothing
they,
but
they disappear, no?
Despair, yeah.
Ah,
So occurs when previous, that means previous life event are viewed with regret. That means past events is viewed or remembered with some sort of regretness. Heart attack, you can say, experience heart attack, or remorse, regret, you can say, bitterness, you can say, bitterness, some sort of bitterness.
they are not satisfied with their life. They,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that also will be there. So that is the eighth stage of psychosocial development by Erikson theory. Okay, just go through it today.